Dr. Pepos here, and I just want us to go through one or two things. You really have to level up if you're going to well in the exam. Now, let's start with the first one. So I'm continuing from where I ended because I did B1 to B3. So we're identifying substance A and substance B. We are identifying substance A and substance B. Now you should ask yourself, we have dilute sulfuric acid reacting, of course, with magnesium metal. Dilute sulfuric acid reacting with magnesium metal. That is what you have. Now, we definitely know that we have an acid reacting with a metal. You can ask yourself, what is produced when an acid reacts with a metal? What is produced when an acid reacts with a metal? Because in chemistry, it's not about you knowing exactly the specific elements, reactants, and the likes that are involved and their exact products. No, you're supposed to just know them in general, of course. You're supposed to know them in general. I'll give you an example. If you say, if a metal reacts with an acid, what is formed? When an acid reacts with a base, what is formed? When an acid reacts with a metal carbonate, what is formed? These are the things that you should actually know in general, because you can't memorize all the reactants, all the reactions that you have. You can't memorize them all. So the most important thing is that just know them in general. Just know them in general. So number one, when an acid reacts with a metal, what is formed is a salt plus hydrogen gas. When an acid reacts with a metal, what is formed is a salt plus hydrogen gas. So therefore, the gas B there is hydrogen. Then the salt the salt formed is dependent on the radical in the acid, because most acids have radicals. Most acids have radicals. That's what you have. Most acids have radicals. So you definitely know that. I'll give you an example. If you guys look at sulfuric acid has a sulfate. Sulfuric acid has a sulfate because it's H2SO4. It has a sulfate. It has a sulfate. Then if you have hydrochloric acid, it has a chloride because it's HCl, of course. It's HCl. It has a chloride because it's actually HCl. It has a chloride. Then if you have, let's say, carbonic acid actually has a carbonate. If you have phosphoric acid, it has a phosphate. So you can actually see that most of these acids actually have a radical. Now, the radical is the one that reacts with the metal to form a salt. Because definitely know that a salt is a substance formed when a hydrogen ion in an acid is replaced by a metal or an ammonium ion. So when you have a metal ion replacing the hydrogen ion in an acid, that means what you form, of course, is a salt. Therefore, for this guy, when we definitely know that sulfuric acid is H2SO4. H2SO4. So when that H2 is replaced by magnesium, that means what you have is magnesium sulfate. That means salt A is actually magnesium sulfate. So magnesium sulfate, that's salt A. So magnesium sulfate. So magnesium sulfate. Magnesium sulfate, that's salt A. magnesium sulfate, that's salt A. Then of course, gas B, of course, gas B, we definitely know, I've said it's hydrogen. It's hydrogen gas. It's hydrogen gas. So magnesium sulfate is an ionic compound. Write the formula, the chemical formula for all the ions that form magnesium sulfate. So when you have an ionic compound, you definitely know that it's formed from ions. Because what you'll be having is a metal will be reacting with a non-metal to form a compound, of course. A metal will be reacting with a non-metal to form a compound. That is what you have. So for this guy, the magnesium is the one that is positive, and you write its valency. So magnesium has a valence of 2 plus. It has a valence of 2. So if it exists as an ion, that means it will be magnesium 2 plus. That means it's Mg2 plus, then Mg2 plus, and SO4, and SO4 2 minus, and SO4 2 minus, because the phosphate actually has a valency of 2. Of course, the 2 is actually a negative phosphate. So of course, like I said, it's a 2 plus and a 2 minus. So a 2 plus there, a 2 plus for magnesium, since it has a valence of 2, and we have a 2 minus for this phosphate. That is what you guys have for this guy. Then write a balanced chemical equation showing state symbols for the reaction between magnesium and sulfuric acid. So name the acid that is found in sour milk. So it's lactic acid. Lactic acid is the acid that is found in sour milk. Now let's write our reaction including state symbols. Now the most important thing that you'd have to know, of course, state symbols for salts. Like that. State symbols for salts. Now you should ask yourself, what kind of salt is magnesium sulfate? Is it a soluble salt? Is it an insoluble salt? So definitely, magnesium is actually a soluble salt, because you're supposed to know these in general. Like I said, you're not supposed to memorize these, no, but you're supposed to know these in general. So by the way, you definitely know that all sulfates are soluble except, of course, barium sulfate and lead sulfate. So definitely, if we are writing this, it's Mg, of course, that's a solid, plus H2SO4, H2SO4, SO4. So this gives us magnesium sulfate. So it's MgSO4, 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 and plus hydrogen gas. So this is what you have. This is what you have here. So we definitely know that we can write state symbols and the rest. So of course, magnesium is definitely a solid. So magnesium is definitely solid. So solid magnesium, then H2 here, SO4. So this acid, of course, so definitely know that acids are always aqueous. So SO4, and this guy is aqueous. This guy is aqueous. Then of course products is magnesium sulfate 4, and it's also aqueous because of course it's a soluble salt. Then plus hydrogen H2, which is also this. So this guy of course is a gas. It's a gas. So this is already balanced. This is already balanced. So this is how the reaction looks like. This is how the reaction looks like. Anyway, yep. So like I said, those that want to purchase our videos, because of course, like I said, we've done a lot of lessons. So you can definitely contact me on this line on WhatsApp. And if you're writing next year and you want to start online tuitions in advance, you can as well send me a message. Then you can join our online classes. So this has been Dr. Purpose. So we have a lot of videos in chemistry that we've done. So if you're writing your exam next week and you are in need of these videos, you can definitely send me a message on WhatsApp, and you will definitely get the videos. So they're very cheap and very much affordable. So for other videos that we've done, we're just doing them at a 50 kwacha. There are a lot, of course. There are over 100 videos. So what we do is that we send you the videos, then you send the money. So we send them in chunks. So we send you the videos, you send a portion of the money. We send you the videos, you send a portion of the money until everything is done. So this has been Dr. Purpose, and I am actually signing out.